Namaste. A DAV school in Chennai had a question in a exam paper that the radical leftists in our country did not like, and all hell broke loose with members of parliament, celebrities, and alumni from all over the world getting triggered. A single question out of so many questions in the question paper of a single subject for one class out of so many other classes in the school, and that was enough to trigger the radical leftists. What was that question? And what was so offensive about that question that a globetrotting MP who despises the cattle class in our country had to get involved? I'll tell you all about that and more in this bite from the basement. But before that, if this is the first time you are here on this channel, I make videos with extensive research and in-depth analysis on issues that are of political and cultural significance for India, especially Hindus living here. If such topics interest you, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you are alerted whenever I post a new video. Now, back to the topic of our discussion. The question that triggered off so many leftists was part of 9th standard English paper. The question was something like this. The diabolical violence that broke out in the national capital on Republic Day filled the hearts of citizens with condemnation and abhorrence after the farm law protesters went on a rampage, destroying public property and attacking police personnel in broad daylight. Write a letter to the editor of a daily newspaper in your city condemning such terrible, violent acts of miscreants who fail to realize that country comes before personal needs and gains. Destroying public property, disgracing the national flag, and attacking police personnel are few of the various illegal offences committed that can never be justified for any reason whatsoever. This is what offended our Tirunelveli MP Shashi Tharoor and his leftist allies like Carnatic singer T.M. Krishna. I do not think there is anything in that question that any law-abiding patriotic Indian will find offensive. Is it not a fact that violence was unleashed in our national capital on the Republic Day in the pretext of a tractor rally to oppose the farm laws? Is it not a fact that the so-called protesters attacked police men and women? Is it not a fact that they even tried to run over police officers with their tractors? Or is it not a fact that they took over the Red Fort and hoisted their religious flag, where the national flag is unfurled on Independence Day every year by the country's Prime Minister? Is there anything in that question that is not factual? Or is the outrage from the leftists because the question asks for condemning such terrible, violent acts? Or is it because it was trying to instill in students that country comes before personal gains, or that destroying public property, disgracing the national flag and attacking police officers are illegal activities in our country? Which aspect of this question was offensive to the radical leftists? I just cannot see anything that any straight thinking person would find offensive. If any of you watching this video find any aspect of this question offensive, please do let me know in the comments. I'm happy to be educated. You know, the outrage from the radical leftists like T.M. Krishna and friends doesn't really surprise me. This kind of anti-India politics is their bread and butter. But what really shocked me was that a mainstream politician, that to someone like Shashi Tharoor, tagged along. I'll just digress from our main topic and talk a bit about Shashi Tharoor here. For all his sophisticated English and image of an international personality, he has always been a vicious person. Anyone who's followed his election campaigns in Tirunelveli can attest to this. If you remember, during the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, he had bribed some pastors to canvass votes for him after realizing that he may lose to BJP. And even after that, he barely managed to win against O Rajagopal of BJP. And let's not forget, he's a murder accused out on bail. To think that this guy was at one point in the running for the post of Secretary General of United Nations, and now he spends time posting messages like this on Twitter to get back to the good books of Pappu Gandhi after joining the coup attempt by the group of 23 Congress leaders. Anyway, coming back to our main topic, why is this incident? This question and the outrage it has generated from the leftists. Why is this important? Why should we pay attention to this and to this outrage? You could brush off this as a minor incident and this video as an overreaction. But if all of us think that way, I think it would be very dangerous for our country. We have to pay attention to such minor incidents because they serve as a way to alert us to what's been going on in our country over the last few years. There is something that's happening very subtly. This is happening very gradually so that not many of us will see it till it's too late. You know, like the frog that is kept in cold water. It's happy because the water is normal temperature. Then the temperature is slowly increased. It still doesn't know that the temperature is increasing and it's going to die. But by the time it realizes what's happening, it's too late to escape. This is like that. So it's important that we recognize the problem. We recognize those who are creating the problem and look them in the eye and tell them that we know what's going on. Because only if we identify the disease will we be able to fight it and vaccinate our country against it. The problem that I am talking about here is the ongoing efforts by the radical leftists in our country to normalize anti-nationalism and blatant naked hatred for India. They started with this a long time ago. Do you remember the Azadi gang protests in JNU in 2016? Do you remember the slogans they were raising during those protests? भारत की बर्बादी तक जंग चलेगी, भारत तेरे टुकड़े होंगे इंशाअल्लाह इंशाअल्लाह. Remember those slogans? At that time, the very same so-called leftist intellectuals told us this was all freedom of expression. Asking for India's destruction, asking for breakup of the country is apparently freedom of expression and something that should be tolerated. Then they went about burning the national flag, desecrating statue of Swami Vivekananda, etc. And we were told this is all freedom of expression. They had seminars and lectures where speaker after speaker talked about India being an illegitimate state, Hinduism being a false religion, etc. And we were all watching and only watching. And slowly but steadily, Azadi slogans became a constant at every protest organized by the leftists. They said, Kerala mange azadi, Manipur mange azadi, Kashmir mange azadi, Jharkhand mange azadi, etc. So where is this going? Do you say this? This is all leading to the same point that I was making earlier. Do you remember Sharjeel Imam of the anti-CAA protest fame? In the middle of the anti-CAA protests, he was plotting to blockade Assam and separate that state from India. Even after proof of all that emerged, the leftist intellectuals were opposing his arrest. And now they are justifying the invasion of our national capital. They can't even stand the criticism of that heinous incident. And tomorrow, if someone were to attack our parliament, they will still justify that also. What I'm saying is not really a conspiracy theory or a far-flung improbable thing. If you remember, the controversial 2016 event in JNU was to celebrate and honor a person convicted in 2001 terrorist attack on Parliament by the Supreme Court, no less. To this day, the leftists in JNU and elsewhere in the country celebrate those terrorists. And the so-called farmer protesters who had tried to invade Delhi on Republic Day have already issued ultimatums that if their demands are not accepted, they will attack the parliament with as many as 40 lakh tractors. Keep that in mind. So all this is very much in the realm of the possible. Finally, I will conclude with saying this much. Like someone had said, the price of democracy is eternal vigilance by the citizens. The freedom that we enjoy today, the independence and self-governance that we have today were won after a long struggle. Our country had to pay a very heavy price. Many young men and women had to sacrifice their youth and their lives. It is our duty to ensure that their sacrifice doesn't go to waste. It is our duty to ensure that our republic is protected from the machinations of anti-national elements. We have to ensure that the leftist attempts to normalize anti-national activities to damage our country are defeated. That is our duty as citizens of this country. That's all in this bite from the basement. Hope you like this video. Please comment, share and subscribe. Till I see you again, thank you for watching. Jai Hind.